Mr. Larry, there is no smoking. You are in court. You're good.
And Mr. James, if you're not dressed, you better be. Is your shirt on properly?
Yes, I am
All right.
dressed.
All right. Come on, people. You don't want me irritated with you before I even meet you.
The judge's threat is so true. You do not want to piss her off before you go before her. It's coming from someone that's been in front of judges in courts before. Like, you want to be respectful as possible. So, y'all better take her threats.
The only thing I was putting on earlier was boots.
If you just remember that you are in court and behave the same as if you were sitting here in my courtroom live in person, you shouldn't have a problem. Hopefully we all have enough respect left in our society for certain institutions to behave appropriately and dress appropriately. Tell me one more time the gentleman in court security.
Matthew Sabala.
We're on the record in 2024 TR 1438, State of Kansas versus Matthew David Sabala. Jared Regier for the state, the defendant in person and pro se. Mr. Sabala, you're here on one count of operating a vehicle without registration or with expired tag, an unclassified misdemeanor. Penalties are up to a $2,500 fine and a 30-day to 6-month sentence. Probation is an option. Diversion may be an option. How do you want to proceed on this charge, sir?
Your Honor, when I realized that it was not registered, I immediately got it registered and applied for diversion.
All right. So we will enter a not guilty plea, and you're waiving your right to counsel. You know that you can hire or apply,
Yes, ma'am.
and no one's making you waive that right.
No, ma'am.
All right. I will have the record reflect you've knowingly and voluntarily waived your right to counsel. We'll enter a not guilty plea so you can proceed with diversion. And when is this set for?
November 6th, Judge.
November 6th at 9 a.m. You won't have to be back here if you're totally diverted, but make sure you're totally diverted. The county attorney can tell you that.
What is the best way to follow up on that? To call the court?
I would say call the county attorney.
Thank you. And is there a time frame? Maybe I'm asking questions I shouldn't be asking.
Well, that's fine. No, those are all good questions. I think they're open 9 to 5 or 8 to 5, maybe.
I meant a time frame for when I should expect the diversion to be approved or declined.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they can answer that for you. I don't think they take too long, but they need a little bit of time. When did you apply?
Just recently.
Just recently? Okay, probably give them a couple of weeks and then check on it.
Okay.
You know,
you.
it's their program, not mine, but I'm just telling you what you might do. I'm not really telling you what to do.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome, sir. Nothing further. Make sure they have your correct address and phone number on all the records, though. Sometimes people don't keep those updated and they go to the wrong places.
Yeah, thanks.
And Your
Okay.
Honor,
Mr. Regier?
I would note for purposes of the record, I do not have any notes to suggest that a diversion application has been received by my office. However, the state's understanding that this is the first hearing in this matter. So as far as setting this matter over to the November date, the state does not have an objection.
All right. Well, with what he just said, I'd probably be checking right away. Because if they didn't get it, if they didn't even get your application, something may have gone wrong. So I'd check on that right away.
I will check on that. I did get an email confirming that it was submitted. So if there's an email address I should send that to confirm that they've got it, I will do that.
Do you want him to call that at reception or whatever that is, Mr. Regier?
Your Honor, I believe the court has already addressed the office telephone number on the record in this matter.
Okay, so just call the phone. And I don't know, you could, while you're in the building, you could walk down there and talk to him, and the worst they could do is say no, although Mr. Regier is the traffic attorney and he won't be available. So,
Okay.
all right.
Thank you.
But you're welcome. We'll be in recess. Mr. Sabala may go. Oh, wait a minute. Deputy, when these folks come in, do you check them for warrants?
No.
Maybe you should, because I've
Usually we
seen,
get Usually we get a heads up if there is.
Okay, well, his Odyssey file is showing a warrant. And it may be on another jurisdiction and someone else that happened to today as well.
Hey, control, can you check a warrant for Matthew Sabala?
It's not for our county, Judge.
Okay, but they probably should still take him in if they know he's got an active warrant. Isn't that what you do, Deputy?
Correct.
All right, so Mr. Sabala, you may have something else we need to address,
Yeah.
but there was another one that had that same scenario. And I
Thank
just,
you, Judge.
okay.
My next one, I got two more left.
Okay.
If you're ready.
Ready?
I'm gonna have it. Cheyenne Berzini, Berzeny.
All right, I have her file. We
You're
are
ready
on the record in 2023 TR 3656, State of Kansas versus Cheyenne Berzini. Jared Regier appearing for the state, Miss Berzini appearing in person and pro se. Miss Berzini, you're charged with one count of operating a motor vehicle without proof of liability insurance. You failed to appear February 21st, 24 for your first appearance. You showed up May 22nd, 24 and said you wanted to apply for diversion. So we set the matter over for today. Did you apply for diversion?
Yes.
And did you get accepted?
Not yet.
Well, I don't know when did you apply?
Recently.
Like yesterday?
Yeah.
And Your
Right.
Honor, at the risk of sounding like a broken record, I do not have any notes in my file to suggest that a diversion application has been received by my office. It would appear at the previous hearing where at least the prospective issue was discussed, that hearing took place in the latter part of May of this year.
Well, 3 months ago, May 22nd, 2024, I would have told you, don't delay, file it by the end of the week, ideally. And I wouldn't expect Mr. Regier to have a diversion application in his file that just showed up yesterday. What took you so long to take care of that?
I forgot.
You forgot. You know, when people forget, they could go to jail. How old are you?
I'm 18.
Okay, you could go to the county jail. If you're going to take on the adult activity of driving, especially now that you are an adult, you're held to certain standards. And when people don't do what the law says, they come to court. If they don't do what the judge says, they can go to jail. I could find you in contempt of court. I could fine you and put you in jail for a while. But you're not the first time I've had this issue with, so and you were upfront and candid that you forgot. It's troublesome that going to court and having a criminal charge, a Class B misdemeanor crime, and driving without insurance, where if you hit someone, they could be injured and you wouldn't have any money to cover yourself or them. It's troublesome that all of that serious stuff going on in your life, you forgot it. What are you doing in life that's so much more pressing?
Well, we were moving,
Moving.
and so I was like, I kept trying. I knew that you told me to do something, but I couldn't remember until like last minute.
Well, if you didn't want to apply for diversion, that's your business. But if you tell me you're going to do it and then you forget that you even have anything to do, then I get a little concerned that you're not taking this seriously.
I know you're 18 and you're young, but being in the court system at 18, that is not good. And you're kind of talking to the judge like you would talk to your mother. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, not a good sign.
Do you have a parent with you?
Yeah, she's in this doorway.
Did she forget too? She, your mom?
Yes.
She forgot to.
Did forget to. I couldn't remember what we were supposed to do. Cheyenne's the one that actually
All right.
defined and remembered.
All right, I'm not hearing you on the records. So what do you want me to do? Since you didn't apply for diversion on time, what do you want to do? You want to go to trial? Do you want to plead guilty? Do you want to plead no contest? You want more time to, okay, now your mom needs to stop talking unless she's your lawyer. You need to talk. This is your case. You were the one driving without insurance. What do you want to do?
What are my options again?
Your options are the same options that you had when you saw me in May. You can plead not guilty and set this for trial. We should have had your trial by now if you weren't going to divert. You can plead not guilty and set it for trial. You can plead guilty, admitting it, and we can proceed with your sentencing. The minimum fine is $300 up to $1,000 plus court costs of $108. There's also a possible jail time up to 6 months. You can plead no contest, which is not admitting the charge, but not denying it. You'd still most likely be found guilty, and we'd proceed with your sentencing today. You have the right to an attorney, as I also told you. Back there on May 22nd, you can apply for an attorney if you cannot afford one. They're not necessarily free, but if you pay anything back, it'll be based on your ability to pay, if any. You could ask for more time for the diversion, but to continue the diversion, but that would depend on whether the county attorney still wants to let you do it, even though you're past their guideline.
May I ask for more time for the diversion?
Well, you can ask me to set this over and give you more time, but then you're still going to have to go to the county attorney and ask them if they would consider it this late in the game. And I shouldn't say game, that's the inappropriate term, but in the process. So you forgot your first court date, February 21st, and didn't come. You forgot to apply for diversion, but you did remember to come to court today. That's a plus. And now you think if I give you one more court setting, you'll remember to take care of the diversion?
Yeah, we took care of it.
No, you may have turned in the application. That would be the first step. The county attorney says he doesn't have it, but you didn't turn it in until yesterday.
I have the receipt on my phone.
All right, but you still have to be approved. They have to send you a contract. You have to send the contract back with the diversion fee. So no, you've not taken care of it. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay, court reporter doesn't pick up on head shakes. Are you going to school this fall or working, or what are you doing?
I'm going to school.
What school? Well, strike that. All right, Mr. Regier, what's the state's position on giving her a continuance of this hearing?
Your Honor, if the court is going to determine that another continuance in this matter is appropriate, again, in light of the prior statements on the record, the state would have it noted for the record that the state will be objecting to any additional continuances if this matter does get set over. The state would also be requesting clarification from the court as to whether the bond is being continued in this matter. What I would also note for purposes of the record that the state is eager to reach a resolution in this matter one way or the other.
The bond is $1,000 posted February 29th by Second Chance Bail Bonds. All right. Ms. Berzini, I sometimes get a little more stern with young people because if you're already starting out this early in life with a Class B misdemeanor as a charge, and if there's a basis to that, what's going to happen in the rest of your life if you're just forgetting things, not taking them seriously? Are you going to be able to get through life without just racking up one problem after another? So I don't know why you and your mom have forgotten your court date, why you've forgotten to apply for diversion, but I would urge you both to try to figure out what's going on with your attention factors and try to see if you can avoid these kinds of problems in the future. Diversion will give you a chance to say, okay, I made a bad choice. I drove without insurance. I'll correct what I can and put it behind you. But if you're not careful, and you keep going through life like this, it's only going to get one problem worse after the other. But hopefully this will be the end of it. And you'll learn from it and remember from it. And if you're diverted, if you do everything you have to on the diversion, you don't have to come see me again. And I'm sure that that would be a good idea for you, that you would like that. So let's set this over. Destiny, when is her court date?
November 6th, Judge.
Now, don't forget, November 6th at 9 a.m.
I got her court date right here.
Thank you, Deputy. But again, follow through on that diversion. Make sure, call them in a week or two, make sure they got it. Then make sure you get the contract if you're approved. Make sure you get that contract signed and sent back to them right away. Don't wait till the night before court to think about this again. Any questions? All right, thank you. Mr. Regier, anything further from the state?
Your Honor, the state would again request clarification as to whether or not the bond is being continued in this matter.
The bond will be continued as long as she appears or is diverted and told by the county attorney she doesn't need to appear next hearing.
Very good, Your Honor.
All right. Nothing further, then Ms. Brazini, you are excused.